your top, by the way. What is that?
It's a dress. It's got dragons all over
I see the
it.
dragons and the butterflies. And what's that other thing on there? Is that like a heron or something?
No, they're all dragons.
Oh, okay. Is
They're
it butter
just
dragon? Butter-free dragon?
Yeah, butter dragon. Butter dragon. It's a nice curry.
But it definitely burns in and out.
Not that spicy. No.
Well, I forgot.
Although I made lunch today.
We're talking to the newly reformed Spice Queen here.
That's what I was about to mention. I made lunch today, and Drew's like, "Oh, do you want to throw like a chili in it? Just put one chili in it." And I was like, "Oh, all right, why not? I'll put a chili in it."
Yep.
So I grabbed one of the chilies that's been because we've got like a little chili plant. We've been growing chilies.
Mm-hmm.
They're so easy to grow. You should grow them, honestly.
Honestly, we might even have some in the backyard. I just don't know.
And I chopped it up and I put it in, and the meal was so spicy I started like sweating and stuff. And Drew's like, "Oh yeah, it's okay. It's not like super spicy." And I was like,
it's like going to a dry sauna, yeah?
yeah. the IR ones, is that the one with the?
I don't actually know.
Have you been to those? They do. Is it IR? I think it's IR. Is that a thing?
By IR, do you mean infrared? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, infrared. That's right, infrared. They do like infrared saunas, and I don't know how they work, but if you're an infrared sauna person, tell us what's the point.
Bet your remote controls work amazing in there. You can get a signal to your TV, no problem.
I don't see the point, but I don't know. I'm not a sauna person. A sauna person.
Is that how you say it? Okay, I've been saying it wrong all this time.
I don't know.
Did you want to do an intro?
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you. I'm going to look at the camera.
Okay, I'm looking at the camera too. You ready?
Oh, I was looking at the picture rather than the lens. Okay, go.
Look at the camera. Welcome, everyone, to today's episode of the Shitcast with Ben and Mel. We're probably going to cover a few things like EV vehicles, travelling, missing our pets, and whatever else comes to mind, as usual. So, come along for the ride.
Thanks, Mel.
Thanks, Ben.
I'm going to cut in the part about where we talk about EVs because we already did and forgot to do an intro.
Like normal. It's fine. That's how the...
Hey, last time we recorded,
Yes.
You pointed out that I might not be the EV expert that I thought I am. I wasn't trying to be a dick about it. No. I like it when people point out my bullshit.
No. I don't want to be that dick.
No, I'm the one with the dick here. Thank you very much.
Well, you don't know.
Well, there's definitely something I don't know. So I hear that you've been test driving some EVs. So do you want to talk about that? Which one did you want to... So there's been two, right?
Yeah, so we test drove the EX40 Volvo a while ago. Probably
so, just so I understand, would you... So is that like... what kind of vehicle is that? Is that like a mini SUV or what is that?
Yeah, it's like a small SUV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
There was actually... I'm not going to remember the other one for it, but I think it was a C40. And it had basically exactly the same car, except the shape was different. So the C40, I think it was a C40, has more of a coupe kind of shape, like a fastback kind of thing, which we liked the look of, but was when you actually saw it in person, it looked a bit too small for what we wanted.
Yep.
Anyway, so we drove the EX40 about 12 months ago. Really loved it, fell in love with it, thought it was the bee's knees. Everything that we've looked at since has been compared to that Volvo.
Okay, so before you continue, I want to dig into what you loved about it.
The Volvo.
Yeah. So was it the quality of the interior, the quality of the drive, the interface of the...
The drive.
Okay.
mainly.
What was so good about the drive?
It was one of the first EVs that we'd ever driven.
So you were in my Tesla days, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, basically. We'd been in an MG, one of our someone that we know had an MG EV. We'd been in that. It was all right, not too bad or anything. And the drive was just fantastic. Like, it was really smooth. It was quick. It was comfortable. It was nice. The noises were nice, you know, like the indicator noise and the horn and all that kind of stuff. Nice sounding, nice and easy. The steering was really good. The braking was fine. You know, one pedal is fantastic. It's difficult to get used to, but I am getting there slowly with more practice. But basically, yeah, it was basically we wanted something that was zippy and really good and quick. And part of the other reason that we liked the Volvo base was because comparatively to a lot of the other EVs that are out there, their battery technology is made so that it's individual cells basically that make up the base. So I think in the Volvo it's 27 batteries, I think. And so if one of those batteries fails, you can just take out that battery, put another one in.
Okay.
Whereas
that's clever.
A lot of the EV tech, like for Teslas particularly, if one cell in that battery fails, you have to replace the whole battery thing. Like, you can't separate them out individually.
Okay.
Which presumably would make it a crapload cheaper if something should happen. They couldn't answer us. Like I said, well, what if we needed to replace one of the batteries, how much does it cost? And they couldn't answer that because they're like, well, we haven't had one fail yet.
They're like, well, no, we don't want to discourage them.
Yeah. But they couldn't, they said that they hadn't had an example, like they haven't had someone have a battery fail yet. So they just didn't have the information.
So I just want to clarify, the thing that they planned for had not actually happened.
Correct. That's good planning.
I'm just checking because the whole point of designing it like this hadn't actually surfaced yet.
Correct.
In Australia, anyway. Sorry, from that deal.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like you say, maybe they had it. They just didn't want to say it. I don't know. But we like because when we looked at it last time, like the 12 months ago, there was a big thing about someone's battery at Tesla had recently died and they needed to replace it, and it was costing them like $40,000 or something US to replace it, and the insurance company wouldn't cover it. And we were like, that's a problem. Like, you buy an EV, if it doesn't have the batteries, it's not an EV. It's a lump, you know, it's like a car without an engine kind of thing. So we really liked the idea that everything was based on single cells, that you could take them out, put a new one in if you needed to.
Yep.
And, you know, Volvos are nice. They're comfortable. From a safety perspective, they're pretty good. But yeah, it was mainly that it was a nice drive and it was quick, and we were like, oh, this is nice. So then,
I'm really glad you had that first experience in an EV, because it really can. If you have a bad experience in the first EV drive, you're probably going to think they're all bad. But yeah,
potentially. Yeah.
Sorry, go.
So then no, that's right. So then we looked at we all started talking about EVs, and I think this was before you guys had bought, but you were looking at, I think it was an Ioniq or something.
Yeah, the Hyundai Ioniq, yeah.
Yeah, that was another one that we were looking at. But living where we live, there's not a lot of options. So, you know, anyway, we cut to now. We couldn't get the car back then because of issues with financial stuff at the time. And then, so we thought, we'll just put it on the back burner, whatever. Then we went to, after you guys got your car, then we were like, Drew started driving the Tesla.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys drove it a little bit when you were over.
Well, he did. Yeah, I didn't, but he did.
You could have.
So, yeah, but he was like, you know, comparing then, like, you know, what it felt like to drive that versus the Volvo that it had been months since he'd driven the Volvo though. So, you know, comparatively, it was hard to remember perfectly.
Yep.
Anyway, so then he's gone back to work, so now we're starting to look at doing the car thing again. And so we booked in between all of that, sorry, let me start again. In between all of that, Polestar came out with another car, the Polestar 4.
Yep.
And we really liked the Polestar 2 when that came out. We thought it was a fantastic car.
They're
the
beautiful.
range was a problem on that. Yeah, it's not very good range. Polestar then came out with Polestar 3, which was stupidly expensive. It looks great, and I would buy the 3 at the drop of a hat, but it's so expensive. It's like, I think the starting price is like 120.
Wow, they don't want people to buy it.
Basically. Anyway, then we found out that they were going into like administration. They had to borrow money from people and blah, 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 blah. Part of that, I think, when we spoke to the guy at the car yard, part of that was like, well, basically, I think they spent too long with one car model in the market. Only one was the Polestar 2 that they had. They didn't have anything else. So you're not going to make money. If people don't want that car, they don't want that car. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, well, you know.
Well, there might be another one soon.
Yeah. So anyway, so then when they announced the Polestar 4, we both liked the look of it and we're like, that looks a bit nice. Maybe we should go and have a look. So
I'll put some photos in here.
Yeah.
Did you take did you take any videos while you were driving it?
Nah.
Oh,
no.
damn. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't think about it.
No, it's fine.
I'll add something. But anyway, so we went down there one day when the car yards were closed just because we wanted to have a look at the size and stuff like that and didn't want to be, harassed by real estate's car salesmen.
Same kind of people, don't worry.
Yeah, basically. So we went and had a look and we were like, oh, yeah, this is, we'd be all right. So then we booked an appointment to go drive the Polestar. And the Polestar's run by Volvo, so the car yard has both where we go. The Volvo place and the Polestar place. They're in the same building.
I thought they were the same company.
They are. Like, they're just... Volvo owns them or something like that.
Okay.
So we went and booked a Polestar 4 appointment to drive the Polestar 4. And then when we finished that, then we drove the XC40 again. Just to see, because then we needed it fresh in our brains.
Yep.
So, yeah. So now we've driven 3 EVs.
Nice. You're way more pro than I am. To be fair, I've not actually driven the Tesla.
You still haven't even driven it yet.
I've been a
When
passenger.
can you drive that? When can you drive it?
Just over a year. Let's not get into the details of exactly why that is.
That's ridiculous. Oh, you have to wait another 12 months, Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Polestar. The Polestar is amazing.
Okay.
Because of the kind of people we are, before we went and did the car drive, we looked up all these YouTube videos of, we watched like a lot of YouTube videos about the Polestar 4. And I was concerned about the fact that there's no buttons. So everything you do is through the screen. Everything.
Wow. That's even full Tesla.
Even including like open the glove box.
Yeah, that's Tesla.
Like you can't even open the glove. And I was like, I think this is going to annoy the crap out of me that you have to keep touching everything. Like, you have to keep changing all these things through the screen.
So
it took me like 15 minutes to find the radio. Like, I couldn't even put the radio on. It was just ridiculous.
Does that mean that
so annoyed.
You're saying you shouldn't have KFC and then drive the car?
Basically, you just I thought it would annoy me, but it didn't annoy me as much as I was expecting. The other big thing about the Polestar 4 is it doesn't have a back window.
Oh, I've heard this. It's got the back camera, yeah.
It's got a camera, which is fine, absolutely fine, except the only thing that I think as humans you would struggle with, and certainly we struggled with it, is when you're looking out in front of you, you're driving along, and then you go to look at your rear vision, to see what's coming, or you want to reverse or whatever. Because you're not looking in a mirror, you're actually looking at a screen. It's not the same dynamically with your eyes. And
you can't move to the sides or anything to get a slightly different view.
Your eyes blur when you look at it. So it's kind of like they have to readjust to the distance. Whereas if it's a mirror...
Oh, the point of focus. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. And it was a real we both struggled with it.
Could it be just that you guys are getting old?
No. Everyone in the dealership said they had the same problem.
Okay.
But the expectation, which was I found this weird, was the expectation was that you wouldn't look at it as much. They're like, use your mirrors, like your side mirrors, not your revision mirror. And I'm like,
what's
that's not how I drive. Well, just, whatevs. And the other thing I said to Drew, my only other issue with not having a mirror is that, you can't move it around as easily to see, like, in the back of the car. Like, if you wanted to change it to check on the dog in the back or the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to physically, like, turn around the car.
Hold on, road. I'll just be 1 second.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's all good.
It's all fine. Keep driving. And I didn't like the indicator noise.
Oh.
I know I'm being really particular, but I just didn't like it. I hated it. It was...
Sorry, we're talking about the Polestar?
The Polestar.
I thought you said you really liked it.
I really liked it, except for these three things.
Oh, okay.
Three things. Really like it.
I hated it with every fibre of my being.
I didn't like the indicator noise. It's great. It's so comfortable, though. And it looks beautiful inside. Mm-hmm. And
is this the one that has like the yellow straps, the yellow seatbelts?
Yeah, you can get them.
Oh God, that looks so beautiful. Yeah. I've seen the videos. I'm like, that looks so nice.
Oh, it's so expensive for those yellow seatbelts, I will add.
Oh, really?
Don't do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can get the car in gold paint. And I was like, you have to put a picture up of the gold
I can't
paint.
wait until someone keys my car.
Yeah, but I would hate to, yeah. Anyway, the Polestar 4 is fantastic. Like, it's so spacious. In the back seat, Drew and I, neither of us are particularly tall people.
Yep.
We're like
I might have
average
noticed.
height. Yeah. Drew got in the back seat and he had like another, I don't know, 50 centimetres between him and the front chair.
He's like, look at me, Mum, my feet can swing.
It's ridiculous. The back seats recline a little bit too, 5 centimetres worth of recline. You can recline back. It was a beautiful car to drive. Felt a bit heavy. Is really wide, apparently. We were trying to work out the width of it, and it's wider than our ute, apparently.
Really? That's very wide.
Didn't feel that way.
Your ute is quite wide.
Yeah, we thought maybe the numbers are a bit mucky, but anyway. So then we drove that, and we were like, okay, well, let's go drive the Volvo now to remind us what the Volvo was like. Mm-hmm. And the Volvo was kind of like getting back in the GTI. It was sort of small and, not small, but, just comfortable and not a hell of a lot of room, not a huge boat like the Polestar. Zippy, I don't think it was as heavy as the Polestar, although Drew sort of said, he thought it was about the same, but it felt a bit lighter to me, the Volvo.
So you both drove both cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sorry to go back, but the Polestar has the most amazing camera system. You put like the indicator on and the camera comes up and shows you like the 360 camera basically. You can see if you're going to hit a curb and yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
That's cool because when you do that in the I can only speak for the Tesla. Sorry.
Yeah.
When you indicate with the Tesla, it'll show you like your left view.
Ah, right. Yep.
Yeah. So
you see
it doesn't do that curb thing because that's always one of the things. That's the thing I'm paranoid about when I finally start to drive the Tesla is that it's bigger than the car I'm driving at the moment. So I'm going to have to get used to not potentially scraping the rims on the curb.
Yeah.
So that little camera that shows you would be really helpful to me.
Yeah. Well, it's 360, the whole lot. You can see both. Anyway.
So
you're not an Apple person.
No.
So this is for the Apple people.
Yep.
When you plug in CarPlay, you can have it set to show your map and then have music and like notifications and stuff. Mm-hmm. But the map is usually really small. Like it's it's like this and then the other things. It's not very much space usually because the screens are normally tiny. Anyway, the screen on the Polestar was so big that the map was like You could see everything. It was like, this is brilliant. They're all Google, though, is the problem. So natively, if you're a Google person, it works perfectly.
But that supports
without
Apple
issue.
CarPlay, though, right?
Yeah. Supports it, yeah.
Okay.
So that was like, for us, it's like really good. The heads-up display, the only difference being if you're on Apple, there's actually a screen behind your steering wheel in the Polestar, and the navigation comes up there versus it coming up in the heads-up display like if you were using Google natively.
Do both the Polestar and the Volvo XC40, I think I got that right, have a heads-up display and a screen behind the wheel? The Polestar has the heads-up?
Yeah, the Volvo doesn't have a heads-up.
Okay. So what?
It does have a little screen there.
I've only ever driven, like the car I learned how to drive in, which was like some four-wheel drive, had a heads-up display, and I've never driven in another car that had a heads-up display. So in the Polestar, what was that heads-up display like? Was it pretty good or just average?
It was okay. We didn't really use it enough, I think. Only because we were driving around areas that didn't really have much else and we didn't have the maps going. So it was pretty much just a number on the screen for me when I was driving.
Okay.
Just the speed, which is fine. But the heads-up display, it would have the maps in there if you were using Google. Maybe I think they looked okay for the couple of seconds that we had them up.
Okay.
Because we tested it out. But we didn't use them. But I do miss having a heads-up display. I quite like having that because you don't have to then look down or look across for your speed.
That's one thing. I know I've discussed this with you before, but that's one thing that I am terrified about with another. Sorry, not just the one thing. Another thing I'm terrified about driving a Tesla with. I've become so accustomed to having my speed in front of me. The Tesla not having a heads-up display or not having just a screen behind the wheel, just anything so that I don't have to look away from the road.
Yeah, because you have to look sideways, right?
Yeah, I have to what speed am I going? Yeah, it is at the very top right of the screen, but still, it's like, you could just put it in front of me. I'm already paying a premium for the car, Jesus. Okay, so let's get to that. So, between these two cars, what's the price differential there, Mel? I'm guessing the Polestar is a very expensive because I remember every time I've looked at the Polestar, I'm like, that's a nice price. Let's look at something else.
Yeah, they're not cheap. The Polestar 4, you can get for about 89,000.
Okay.
At like a,
base level, yep.
Base level kind of add the packages on and then that's what you get kind of thing.
And then sell your internal organs, yep.
Yeah, then sell your internal organs. And I think the Volvo was about 80,000. So they're still pretty high in the price range. Look, the Polestars usually go for over 100. Like they're normally like 103 is what you're looking at. When you add in, because you have to, like all these bloody car manufacturers now, you have to add in all these things, to have this pack and have that pack and get assists this and that. And then, it just adds on money.
I like to call them microtransactions, except they're not micro.
They're not macro transactions. The Polestar was very nice to drive. The Volvo was really good to drive too. Like when we got back in it, it was like, we could zip around in this, not a problem. I think it's, either one of them would be brilliant cars, I think, from an EV perspective. But,
so if you were to get one of these, would you get rid of both of your cars or just one of them, and which one?
The GTI would be the one that we get rid of because we want to keep the whole point of the Wild Track was so that we could go camping and stuff and off-roading, which we obviously haven't been able to do. So hopefully this year we'll be able to do a bit more of that.
Yep.
But the GTI was more for day-to-day stuff and travelling in and out and doing all the shit that we needed to do, which would be what the EV replaces, so that we're not having to use, as much petrol and we're trying to save the planet. And, I've wanted EVs since was it 2000 and something when Toyota brought out their first Prius here that was hybrid. I remember going to... There was a Toyota that used to be on Mount Alexander Road in Essendon, and I remember going there and just staring at the Priuses going, one day I'm going to have an EV, one day I'm going to have an EV. I've wanted one for years.
I remember the first time I went in a Prius while I was still living in Sydney. I was with someone and we were going to visit a customer for work. And I didn't realise at the time that it was a hybrid. But he started driving it and I'm like, man, this car's quiet. I mean, literally, I can't hear the engine. All I can hear is the road noise. And he's like, yeah, this is a hybrid. And I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
So I'm glad you had a good experience. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So we've talked about that. So we're recording this a little bit earlier than normal because I realised that the time that I would put this out, I'm going to be in Japan with Ui. So we've been doing a bunch of things yesterday and today because we're flying out in 2 days.
Oh!
I know. Pretty excited. Neither Ui nor I have been to Japan before, and I would just want to point out that I used correct grammar just then. But both you and Drew have been before.
Yeah.
And Drew did, what is it, exchange student thing there, right?
Yeah, when he was a teenager, yeah, he had... No. He had someone come and stay with him from Japan.
That's right.
He didn't go there. Yeah.
But you guys have been
beautiful.
over there.
Yeah, I love Japan.
Yeah.
We would go back in a heartbeat. Yeah. I've given you all the tips I can give you. Koko Ichiban, go there. They're fantastic if you want food. I know they're a food chain. Everyone would be like, what? Oh, they're fantastic. But
whatever. I like food.
Yeah, I like food. Yeah, it's good. We ate at a few places that we weren't sure what we were eating. Because Drew kept just saying to like the chef, like we'd walk into these little holes in the wall, basically like one row of seats along a bar and a guy cooking stuff. And Drew would he would say, there's a saying that you can say, I don't know what it is, just that basically says, tell me what you'd recommend, basically, like give me what you'd recommend. And I think sometimes we got like some really weird stuff like horse or I don't know, weird meats that we'd never had before. So
you can usually tell if something's going on when the chef is just like staring at you while you're eating.
Yeah, or like really,
and you can hear people whispering
like,
behind the counter going, speaking something in Japanese. I don't want to be racist, so I'm not going to try and imitate it.
No.
Yeah.
Are you excited though?
I'm excited. Yeah, definitely. I'll be more excited when I'm there. I think I've told you before, but it's the travelling part that I don't like.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty sizable stopover before we get there, which is funny because Japan is not that far.
No, it's really not.
But somehow we managed to fit a stopover in there somewhere.
Where are you stopping?
We're flying Royal Brunei, so we're stopping in Brunei, which I found out is in Asia. Let's Google it. I thought it was in
super cheap flights.
I honestly thought it was in the Middle East. So I was talking with the guy that I talked to, work with, who's from Nepal, and even he thought it's from in the Middle East until we Googled it. He's like, oh, it's around there, like around Malaysia, sort of thing.
Like where you're going. Oh god!
But yeah, so we've done a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, like yesterday, we went out and bought some new luggage because our luggage is like super dated, and falling apart. And I bought some new jeans because I literally have one pair of jeans that only one. I can wear two pairs of jeans, but one of them, I'll be honest, I really have to suck my gut in to get it on. So I actually went to the same shop that I bought the pair of jeans I can wear with no struggles, and bought two more of the same pairs.
Oh, cool! Wow. At least you know they fit.
Yeah. Then I went to Bonds and bought some socks and undies, and I think because you know me, I have no filter. I'm like yelling out in the middle of the store, "Okay, I've got my undies, ooey!" And I could see the staff having a nice little chuckle about that.
You're lightening someone's day, and that's all that matters.
Well, I hope so. But today we've dropped Bunyip off with the friends who will be watching her for the time that we're away. So they've taken care of her before. Actually, I think when we went to visit you, on Christmas, they looked after her.
Yeah, right.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. And we still need to discuss that June trip, by the way.
Yes.
So yeah. She seemed more accustomed, but we still had that moment where I get up and head towards the door and she's like, okay, we're going.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not going.
She'll be all right. She'll be okay.
I try not to look at her because I feel super guilty when I see those puppy dog eyes. So I just basically tried to get out of there as quickly as I could without looking at her.
It'll be okay. You'll be back for her soon.
But yeah, this will definitely be the longest I've been away from her. The longest I've been away up until this point is maybe like 3 days or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's got another little doggy friend who's just a little cavoodle to play with. So yeah, she'll be happy hopefully.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
She'll be super excited when you come home.
That's the hope.
She will be. Have you got luggage that is easily identifiable?
Yes. So we bought luggage that is light purple.
Oh, that's an unusual colour.
Yeah. Well, actually, can you tell me some colour names that you would consider light purple, and I'll tell you one that I think it is.
Lilac.
Yeah,
lavender?
Let's go. No, I like lilac and lavender. I like that a lot. I think that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
And we also got a small suitcase as well, which we can use as a carry-on because I'm going up to in early June. I'm going up to Brisbane for just a weekend of some board gaming with my old board gaming group. So we bought another smaller one that can be used as a carry-on, which we're also going to use for our Japan trip.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And that one's dark blue or black or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know.
You didn't get a matching set?
No, I wanted to, but then we wanted to get a different one. So yeah, anyway.
Well, if it's... The only reason I asked that was because if it's plain like black or blue or whatever, make sure you put like a key ring or something on it.
Oh, because they're hard to tell apart. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really... And you don't want someone like running off with your suitcase because you just think it's a black suitcase. So put something like a key ring.
The one that we bought was Samsonite because I heard that they're pretty good. I've never had Samsonite luggage before, so we've gone super fancy. Mm-hmm. But they had a sale on. It was like 40% off. So I was like,
wow.
Okay. So instead of costing us about 800 and something for the two, it was 500.
Oof. Yeah.
I think that's how math works.
Not too bad.
Pretty sure that's how math works.
Something like that. I think we've only got... we've got one hard shell Samsonite, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all in my room at the moment.
One of the things... Oh, did you know... So we've had April Fool's Day, by the way.
Oh, God,
since our last episode. Was there anything on April Fool's Day that you thought was noteworthy? Do you like when I just spring things on you like this?
There was... Yeah. You know Dredge? The game Dredge?
Yes, I think so. That's the fishing one, right? The ocean fishing.
Yeah. They did an April Fool's where you could have a DLC which was a container ship because everyone complains about not having enough space. And so they did like this whole trailer and stuff with like this massive, massive container ship.
Okay.
In the area that takes up a boat like this is a massive container. It was hilarious. Anyway, that was a pretty funny one. But I didn't really see that much this year. Saw something from One Wheel that was a joke. They did a chair. They put a one wheel on a chair and zoomed around the place with it. But
what about that one that Michael shared that was the player housing in World of Warcraft that's coming up? Did you see that?
Yeah. No. I mean, I know there's player housing, but I didn't see the April Fool.
It's basically...
Did I not check it?
You are the house. And that's the player housing. So you're basically just going around in the world doing stuff as a house.
As a house. Be like Baba Yaga then. The chicken feet.
Oh, it was very funny. And it's not that creative, but sure. I was thinking to myself it would be sort of fun to... so you know that I enjoy reading stuff on Reddit that's from this subreddit called Ask Gay Bros.
Yep. What's happened now?
I know, there's always good stuff. That's the thing. It's a mixture of what is wrong with you, and oh, that's really sweet, and oh, that's so wrong. That is so wrong. Some of the latest ones I've seen, there's someone posted, how would you react if an attractive guy groped you, but it was done without your consent? It's like...
I'd still punch him in the fucking face.
Yeah, it's just like, who gives a fuck? That seems like such a dumb answer. That's a leading question, Your Honour.
Correct.
I can just
say... They want you to be
say...
less offended because he's attractive.
Okay, so I can just say anything on this, right? Because some of these titles, they've got stuff in them.
You can always edit out what you don't want in here.
Okay, all right. Just warning for our listeners.
I like how he just says warning, but doesn't tell us what the warning is.
Big dick energy with average dicks. Oh my god, that's
energy.
Funny. There's some of these I can't read because they're horrible. Insisting on paying for the dinner just to force you to have sex with them.
What? Oh my god,
it's funny.
Do you guys need that much help?
Oh, there's some really messed up. Oh, my ball sack is too large.
How would you know it's too large? Well, I mean, I suppose. Are you comparing... is it getting caught when you walk? Is that possible?
Caught where?
Between your legs. If it's too large.
I don't know if you know this, Mel, but testicles tend to hang anyway. And
well,
they can stick to your leg when you're a bit sweaty. Is this info you wanted?
Guys have to constantly play with them. Just stop putting your hands down your pants and playing with them. Anyway.
Okay.
But if they're too large, he's saying that they're too large. Does that mean that...
I mean, I can go in there and look into what he's actually saying. I'm not really reading the title.
Go, because I want to know. Is he nutsing himself when he sits
here we go.
or something?
Over the last year, I've noticed that my ball sack is getting larger. My testicles are fine, but the sack is hanging down, and even guys I've been with pointed it out. I brought it up and showed it to my doctor, and he says it's fine. And as men age, this happens. I'm 30, by the way. Anyone else with this issue? Is this normal?
Well, that was not helpful at all.
First response, I'd need to see it to get better context.
I need to see it too, Your Honor.
And then the next response, for science, of course. Oh, fuck.
That's not helpful. Yeah. That's not helpful at all.
Okay, here's another topic one. Anyone else been ravaged by a guy then just completely turned off by how he disrespected your place after sex? It's like...
What?
You cared what he thought of your home.
Oh, my God.
I like that they said ravaged.
Ravaged, yeah. Must have been passionate. Not like Chinese drama.
You know the Am I the Asshole subreddit?
Yeah.
There's also one called Am I Overreacting?
Yeah, I love that one too.
My general rule whenever I see these is yes, you are.
Always. 100% of the time you're overreacting. The Am I Overreacting subreddit,
mm-hmm.
I do not understand, and this is probably an age thing, I do not understand how people have some of those conversations that they have over text.
Oh, yes.
What the fuck are you people doing out there? Are you okay? You need to talk to people face to face, mate.
Yeah, have you ever
Get
thought
on
of making a
phone,
phone
for
call?
fuck's sake. Like, my God, you people make it so much worse because you do these things over text. It boggles the fucking mind. Some of the stuff I've read there, I'm just like, do you not have the ability to speak normally? Jump on a FaceTime call.
The irony is they're messaging on the device that they could just call on.
Yes. It absolutely does my head in. I'm shocked that people have those. You know, like if anything's getting a little bit serious or you want to talk about things.
Oh, maybe I should just call them. Yeah.
Maybe I should just call them. You know, like, you suck. I'm going to break up with you is not something you do over text or like whatever. Some of those conversations. But
do you think it could be just because some people like drama?
Possibly.
They like generating drama?
Possibly, but I also think it's a generational thing, right? Like there's people that we didn't grow up with text messages and stuff. We were past that point mostly in age. So for us, it's not... We're still, I think, of that, we see face-to-face and we talk to people and we understand that text is not the best way to get points across because people misunderstand it and it's emotionally charged and blah, 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 blah. I think that there's a lot of people that grew up with text messages, so that's that's how they communicate. But oh my God, people!
Yeah, you remember? Did you ever have any friends who, when they messaged on Nokia phones, were able to like message so quickly?
Oh yeah, that was one of them.
Number one, the buttons are fucking tiny.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, put the S 4 times, like. Yeah, nah. Keyboards on phones was the best invention.
Unfortunately, I don't have an example, am I the asshole or am I overreacting? But yes, I've definitely seen those ones where it's like, look at all of these screenshots you've taken the time to take. Why didn't you just call them?
Yeah. And some of them write like this much stuff. Like it's a whole like...
Yeah, it's like, okay, screenshot number 1 of 10.
I couldn't have typed that in fucking 5 hours. Like, my God, it would have taken forever. Like, just... Fuck me. Anyway. Yeah, I love that subreddit. I'm in there far too often just like looking. And basically I read the thing... if it's worth it, I'll go through a couple of screenshots. But then I always scroll through the comments to find the people that have like, I checked your profile and 3 weeks ago you were like a 27-year-old woman with 3 kids. And last week you were a 45-year-old man with,
I've seen those as well.
Prospects. Like, and I'm just like, oh God, these guys.
Yeah, in Ask Gay Bros you get people like that who are just like... Just they're calling people out because in the post in your last post you were talking about potentially hooking up with a married guy, and because that's pretty frowned on in Ask Gay Bros.
Right, okay.
Yeah, especially there's a lot of because there's a lot of people in Ask Gay Bros. Sorry, I can get there.
Well, that's what they said.
There's a lot of people who ask the same questions along the same, or tell stories along the same lines of, there's this straight guy, is he coming on to me, what should I do, all of that sort of, or I've got the hots for this straight guy that I work with, know my best friend or whatever.
Yeah.
And the general rule has always been, don't. Whatever you think is happening, 99% of the time, it ain't happening.
But you know what? That's a perfect example of say, hey, I like you. Do you like me? No. Okay, fine. Off we go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why go to the subreddits when you could just go to the person and say, do you like me? I like you. Are we flirting? Where's the thing? Let's go for coffee. Whatever version of,
Oh, Mel, you've just inspired me. I'm just going to go back to some of the responses that were put onto some of these, because sometimes I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Sometimes I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Look, gotta find this. Like if you are single and you want to see if someone likes you, just ask him out. Fucking hell, pull your nutsack down a bit further and go for it. The worst that's going to happen is they're going to say no. So you can move on with your life and go find someone else who does like you.
This is perfect.
It's not a big deal.
I completely forgot about my comments that I've done. I can find some of the really good ones. Okay, right, here's one. Why are so many gay people okay with sleeping with married men? This post has actually been deleted, by the way.
Oh!
So that nice and saucy. My response, do you mean, why do different people have different opinions? It's like such a fucking dumb question. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me find another one. Okay, here we go. And an example of what I was talking about before. How can I hint to this guy that I'm gay and I'm into him? And I said, so your question is, how can you do something risky without taking any risk? The answer's right there, but it sounds like you're not horny / desperate enough to risk it yet.
I mean, just risk it.
Oh, fuck. This was a really good one. The title, My Starbucks Barista. This is a long one. Bear with me. Whenever I'm in town, I go to a specific Starbucks location. I've been so many times. All the baristas know my order by heart. Sometimes they have my order down by the time I've paid. Smiley face with tears. Last week, I was sitting down and noticed a super cute guy. Shaggy brown hair. Apparently that's cute. Little moustache. There seems to be a trend. And, of course, a little drink and bagel. He was reading. I tried to see the name of the book but couldn't. We made eye contact and he smiled and I smiled back. Therefore, we just... I am now pregnant. Few days ago, I was in again and not paying attention, of course. Ordered and went to go stand in my usual spot. He said my name and looked up and there he was. He said my name and I looked up and there he was. Fitted in that Starbucks apron with gorgeous eyes. And my stupid ass almost screamed, "You work here?" But didn't, thank God. On my way out, he gave me a wave. It was a soft, slow, almost submissive wave. If that makes sense. From these two interactions, I can tell he's soft, quiet, sensitive, slightly nerdy, and that makes me fucking melt. The boy's smile got me like... Ugh.
Is this a Chinese drama that we're watching?
I don't think so. P.S.
This is a plot of a Chinese drama.
I'm not done yet. P.S. If you recognise the username from my previous story, the receptionist ultimately decided that we were simply looking for different things. I wanted friends and I believe he was looking to cheat, so shrug. First response, or the response I responded to, must be nice to have joy in your life. I wouldn't know. My response... Seriously, my response, Debbie Downer has arrived. Oh, fuck. Seriously, I could just go, some of these are just brutal.
Okay, that was a Chinese drama plotline though, surely.
There are some that are like that. But there's some
really... He waved at me submissively. What the fuck, man?
Yeah. It's like, how could you tell submissively? That's all in your head. But there's been some really poignant ones on there where people are just like, oh, my partner died 3 months ago and I still expect them to walk in the door and it's really hard and I'm just struggling and I'm not looking for any solutions or answers. I just need to talk.
Vent.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's actually kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, you're welcome for bringing the room down.
Yeah, thanks. Whoa. Debbie Downer's arrived. I've started potentially another Chinese drama.
Oh, okay. Which one is it on? iQIYI? I think that's what it's called. iQIYI.
It's on iQIYI.
Okay, what is it?
It's called Falling Into Your Smile.
Okay.
It's gaming again.
Adjacent, yep.
Yep. So I've only watched one episode. I'm going to see if Drew wants to watch it with me. Or if he's had enough.
But surely he hasn't had enough after that last one. That last one was great.
Yeah, I think so
The best, what was it? The best something.
The Best Thing.
Yes. That was great.
The Best Thing.
I loved that one.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so too. Falling Into Your Smile has got, like, on the subreddits, a lot of people, when there's, like, posts about what's your favourite one, a lot of people post this one. So I thought, well, I'll have a look. But, yeah, it's gaming-centric. Like, it's a pro esports team, and there's a girl that gets onto the pro esports team. That's the premise of the thing, and then obviously blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to see if Drew wants to watch it with me because I've watched the first episode, but I'll watch it again with him if he wants to. So
I'm definitely going to start watching it now then.
Yeah.
because
It wasn't too bad.
I need some shows to watch. So I'm still watching Dark, where I just watched the 5th episode of the first season, which is halfway now.
Are you running on to episode 5?
Yeah, because we're doing 2 episodes a week.
Right, okay.
So I've just done the Saturday. No, it's Sunday. Sunday episode.
Right.
So while I'm away, I'm gonna miss 3 episodes, but you know me, I can catch up.
Yeah, you'll catch up. Yeah.
I've got like Easter at the end of when I come back as well. So
yeah. Nice.
Nice. So what else have you been up to, Mel?
Not a lot. I went to the dentist. Oh, let me tell you about the dentist.
Okay.
You're going to love this.
Okay, I'm ready.
As if my anemia and all that kind of crap was not a problem, right? Mm-hmm. At some, I don't know, 9 months ago, I hurt my tooth, went to the dentist. They put a crown on it. Cost me like $2,000, something or other. I spent the next week in huge amounts of pain, taking painkillers and all the rest of it. And so I went back to the dentist and said, I'm like, this is killing me. Whatever you did has not worked. I'm like, we need to fix it. So then she wanted to do a root canal. So another $2,500 later on this tooth. I should have just had the fucking thing pulled out for $400. Anyway, so she did all this stuff on, root canal, went back like 3 times, whatever. She put a temporary filling on it, and then I had one final appointment to go back and get like the permanent filling put on top.
Yep.
So that appointment came. I was 5 minutes late to the appointment because I got stuck behind a truck on like a country road and I couldn't get past him because it was like no overtaking. Mm-hmm. So I was 5 minutes late to the appointment. She said, "You're 5 minutes late. I can't see you."
Really?
Yep. So I was like, just talk 5 minutes less in my fucking appointment and get it done. No. Anyway. So I basically never went back because I was just like, I just can't fucking deal with this right now with everything else going on. This was like 9 months ago. I was like a mess then and I'm still a mess now. Anyway, The temporary filling has held up until like last week. And then it gave up the ghost basically. So the temporary filling is basically not there anymore. So I organised to go to the dentist because I bit onto something and it hurt like fuck. So I was like, okay, now I've got to go to the dentist because I've left it for too long. So I go to the dentist, book an appointment, go to the dentist, a different dentist because I didn't want to go to the other one who's already charged me $5,000.
Yep. And
has not helped the last. Anyway, go to this new dentist. She says to me, "I don't think they finished the root canal." And I was like, "But what do you mean? Like I was going in for my permanent filling on top. That's all I need you to do is to cap this." She's like, "No, you need to come in for another 2 visits at least so we can finish the root canal that was supposed to be finished 9 months ago."
Oh my God.
If it wasn't finished 9 months ago, I would have gone back to get it finished so that I wasn't leaving my tooth in a position to not... So anyway...
I love those moments where you're like, okay, calm.
So she fixed the temporary filling. I've got an appointment in 2 more weeks' time.
Yep.
So I can go back so she can do something else to this fucking tooth. And we work out from it because I had to get my medical records transferred from the other dentist to this new dentist. So I'm so annoyed. I was ropeable when I came home from the dentist. So not only was like half my mouth numb and I couldn't speak, I was trying to like get angry. I was like, and I couldn't speak, so I was just like drooling.
So Drew must have really found that entertaining. She seems angry, but I can't quite make it out.
Exactly that. So yeah, I was just like so annoyed.
So you've got a temporary crown on it right now, yeah?
It's a temporary filling.
Oh, temporary
on the crown.
filling. Okay, all right. And 2 more weeks, and something is going to get done.
I don't fucking know.
Jesus. I'm pretty sure when I had because I've had a root canal for one of my teeth just here. And I think that was just 2 visits, but I gotta fucking say that first visit was a very long visit. I was in there for at least 3 hours.
What? No. Not that long.
Because he removed everything, put the basically holder that was going to go there. Then he took the shape of the new crown, and then he put a temporary crown.
Oh my God.
He did it all in one sitting. And I was just like, I fucking love this guy. He was actually really good. I can't remember how much it cost me, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't $2,000. Jeez.
What, $5,000 in the end is what I've spent on this tooth so far. Yeah.
Is it going to be? You should say, I just want to be clear, this thing better be fucking gold plated by the time it goes to my head.
The first dentist, when I went back to her, I actually broke down and bought, because she said, it's going to be another $2,000. I started bawling my eyes out. I said, I'm unemployed. I've just spent $2,000 on this like last week. Now you want another $2,000. My husband's got leukemia. He's going through chemotherapy. I don't have a job. Where the fuck am I supposed to pull this money from? And she said, I won't charge you for this session then, which was like $700. Mm. She was, I'll waive the cost for this one so that you don't have to pay. And I was like, oh, all right. Well, okay, thank you for being, considerate. That's great. Nice. It was lovely until I went back to the next session and they charged me for the one that I had before. Oh, you didn't pay last time. And I said, but I wasn't being charged last time. She goes, oh, no, you have to pay.
Oh, wow, Mel, you've been having a good run. You've been having a good run, haven't you?
So when people say to me, how's life? For those who don't watch this on YouTube and only listen to this, it's probably one of those episodes where you might want to watch.
I'm not laughing at Mel's tooth situation. I'm laughing at this conversation that we're having.
Yeah. It's been a shit fest, honestly. It's not been great. Like Yeah. But anyway, that's life. What do? You just have to keep, getting up and fucking arguing with people every day.
Is there any further info on your next iron intake?
No.
Okay. Nothing yet?
I've left. I think I probably have to call her in a week's time and work out what we're doing, but I just didn't want to deal with that.
Okay.
I'll worry about that when you get back.
All right. Well, why don't we call it then? I'll do the send off. Yeah, you want me to do the send off?
Yeah. Okay. You do that. Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone, or listening, I guess, if you do that as well. We've loved having you here with us. Mel's tooth adventures, and Mel doing lots of car driving. Actually, so much car driving. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Whatever you do on the Spotify platform, go and do that. Until next time, thanks very much and see ya.
Bye.